Hey, this is James. How in the world are you guys doing? In this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about hot Jesus. Yes, hot Jesus, hashtag hot Jesus. No, I'm not being disrespectful or anything like that, but this is my Christmas video, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something. I don't know if you watched this, but a little over a year ago, there was a mini-series that came out on the Discovery Channel called The Bible, and it kind of went through the major stories of the Bible, and then it was followed up by a movie called Son of God. Now, when that mini-series came out, there were a couple interesting casting choices that came to light. One was kind of controversial. The person that they chose to play the devil, a lot of people thought that he actually looked like President Obama. Now, I'm not so sure I saw that or got that from that guy, but it was interesting nonetheless and brought a lot of attention. Now, there was a lot of attention also brought to the person who they picked to play Jesus Christ. And a lot of the females actually liked the way this guy looked and said, you know, this guy is hot. And I'll put a picture up so that you can see him. But out of that was born the Twitter hashtag #HotJesus. Now that got me thinking when I saw this or when I heard this, because if you read the Bible, you know that the Bible says that Jesus was probably anything but hot. In fact, it says that there would have been probably nothing really to draw our attention to him physically. You know, we're not talking Brad Pitt type person here, you know, not a really good looking guy. And that got me thinking, because when you think about how Jesus Christ is portrayed in America or in Europe, usually we see him in the paintings and the photographs as this white guy, tall, you know, good looking, long hair. When in reality, if we looked at the typical Middle Eastern guy back there, obviously he's not going to be white, he's going to be a Jewish guy, Middle Eastern guy. He's probably only going to be 5'3", 5'4" tall, and 135 pounds. And probably the thing that threw me off the most was he probably didn't have long hair. If you read most Bible scholars, they believe that his hair was short. So my whole view of the physical Jesus was totally inaccurate of what the real Jesus looked like back then. That got me thinking, what if our view, what if your view of who Jesus is totally inaccurate? You know, forget the physical. Who cares what he looked like? That really doesn't matter. But what about who he was as a person? What is your view? Where does your view come from? If you're a Christian, maybe it comes from a pastor, maybe it comes from a Sunday school teacher, or maybe it comes from other people. Don't you think you owe it to yourself, though, to be in the Word yourself, reading the gospel accounts and coming up with your own conclusions and testing what other people are saying? I tend to believe that the American church today, we're kind of following this hot Jesus type person, or we're following this American Jesus type person, and he's different than who Jesus Christ really is. So I want to challenge you with that, and I want to challenge you non-Christians as well with the same exact thing. You know, where does your idea of who Jesus Christ is come from? Is it secondhand? Have you read the Gospels? It's one thing to say, you know, if you've read the Gospels and you come away with that and you said, hey, you know what, James, I just don't really like this Jesus person. I really can't stand what he's about and everything like that, and there's no way that I want to follow him. I would totally respect that. You know, that's your choice. But what if you haven't done that? What if you're just trusting what other people have said? Maybe it's a college professor, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member. You know, don't you think you owe it to yourself to find out for yourself? I just really want to challenge you to read the 4 gospel accounts. They're short. You get 4 different perspectives, 4 different points of view that are really going to give you a good idea on who Jesus is. So I want to challenge you with that. You can find them on the internet. It's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just go to bible.org or biblegateway.com. Or I tell you what, if you want, I would love to send you a Bible on my own dime, free of charge to you guys. No strings attached. You just send me your address, tell me, hey, I'd love a Bible, and I will gladly send you one. After all, this is Christmas, and we are supposed to be celebrating the birth of Christ. Do you know him? Do you know the real Jesus? Or are you following this hot Jesus? Are you following this American Jesus? You know, that's my question for you. That's my question for myself. But let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas filled with joy. But guys, as always, take care and God bless.